Guys, for today's video I wanted to show you my favorite things that I used up in project pans this year. So I have had other miscellaneous things that I have used up, and that is not counted here. These are specifically project pan items, and I'm also not mentioning some of my all-time favorites that I've used up this year. Maybelline Fit Me loose powder, my Dermablend loose powder, even my Too Faced loose powders. Those are ones that I've mentioned before, but these are ones, I think almost everything here that I've panned for the first time, or I think I have two products that I used them up in the past in deluxe size samples, and now I used up full sizes and really just fell in love with them. We have a lot of lippies here and base products because you guys know that's what I pan, and I have got the packaging for them, but everything is empty, of course. So first, for primer, I went through a few, but the one that I really love is the Tarte Base Tape Hydrating Primer. This is so similar to the Smashbox Primerizer. I really cannot tell much of a difference with them, and I feel like I want to have one of those always in my collection as a good hydrating wintertime primer for me. My skin is too oily to use this other times of the year, but I still love this enough to want to repurchase it, and I have used up minis of several different hydrating primers. I don't like any of them as much as this or the Smashbox. Then for foundation, I have a regular foundation and a skin tint. I used up several foundations and skin tints this year, which is amazing. So first we have the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. My color is very light neutral 100. This shade range does lean very yellow, which works for me. This is a really nice, more medium coverage natural finish foundation. Prior to this year, really, I've been a full coverage matte girl, and panning these in particular made me open up my mind to the fact that skin tints or medium coverage foundations can actually look really beautiful in the skin, especially once I put all the rest of my makeup on, and then you can't even really tell that I don't have full coverage. So the only thing I don't like about this is the scent. I find it to smell like fake flower potpourri and cleaning products, but I can look past it. And then the Rare Beauty skin tint I think is just amazing. I have the color 14W, great shade match for me. This is one of the better skin tints that I've tried because I do feel like it gives pretty good coverage. It wears pretty well on me, and it has a natural finish but not too dewy. I just was so happy with the way these looked on the skin and the way that they wore. Then I surprisingly have several different corrector type of favorites, actually all three correctors that I panned this year, and I have not really needed much corrector in the past, but now having two little kids, I do have more darkness under my eyes. So the first one is the Sigma Spectrum Color Correcting Duo in light to medium. This does not come with a ton of products. I got through this pretty quickly. I have tried the Becca Under Eye Corrector in the past. I don't like that at all. It's way too emollient under my eyes. But this was nice and hydrating without being too heavy and too crazy. So I really do like this one. I definitely would repurchase, but I think I might like a liquid better, like this one. Milani Conceal and Perfect Under Eye Brightener in number 2 Melon. This was a very good shade for me, and this did have more of like a satin finish. Pretty good pigment, but I don't feel like it was too hard to cover with concealer. You will need to put concealer on top, of course, but this is something that I would definitely repurchase. I probably would pick this one over this one just because I prefer a liquid to a cream, but they're both amazing, and this one took me a good little while to get through. It has a little tiny spongy applicator, which the small size of this is great for under the eyes. I think it would have been better for their highlight and contour ones to be a little bit bigger, but for under eye brightener, it's perfect. And then I have the Dominique Cosmetics Concealer. I have the shade Oat Milk. My friend Lauren gave this to me, and because the shade is too dark, I use this as an under eye corrector. It has a cooling metal tip, and this has a lot of great coverage, more of a satin finish. This looks fantastic. I would definitely consider getting this in the future if it was pretty discounted in my correct shade match, because I think that this is such a good product. It just gives such great coverage, blends onto the skin nicely, and I use a brush to blend out my corrector, and then I use a sponge for my concealer. All of those formulas worked really well with a brush. Then for concealer, I've been through a few. I used up the NYX Bear With Me, which I really like the formula of that one, but I don't like the pump. I know it's sanitary, but I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just using it on me. If that concealer formula was in a packaging with a doe foot wand, I would love it so much more and would repurchase. But the concealer I loved this year was the Revealer Concealer. My perfect color is 0.5N. I love this flat paddle applicator. Again, great medium coverage, more of a natural finish. This has the same smell as the foundation, which I don't love. This is a really great product. I have a lot more things to get through, but I would consider buying the both of those again. Then we have just one new powder to me this year that I really loved. That was the Ciate Extraordinary Translucent Powder. I got this one in PR. This is so smoothing, very finely milled. One of the better translucent powders that I've tried. I would buy this if I could get it on sale. I told you guys before. It comes with like half the amount of product as my Derma Blend, and I always get that one on sale. So I picked that over this, but I was very impressed by this powder. Next, I have my Iconic London Sheer Bronze in Caramel Glow. This is their liquid bronzer. They have 6 shades in the range. This is shade number 3 or 4, which is ridiculous. This should be shade like number 2. I love this formula though. It lays on top of my foundation so nice. It doesn't sheer it out or make it look patchy. This is an incredible gel formula. Something I will definitely get again with Ulta points. I saw that this was on sale at Sephora right now, but it's sold out in this shade. I tried some other liquid bronzers, the Physicians Formula Butter Glow. It's not as good as this. That one has shimmer and is a little bit too orangey for me. This is fantastic color and formula, such an underrated product. I got this in a Sephora summer set years ago. So thankful that I did. Then I have my Anastasia Eye Primer. I used up a deluxe eye sample of this forever ago. I love this. It has a ivory color to it, which works for my skin tone, but I really wish that Anastasia would make this in a couple different shades, because this is so great for helping to cancel out any discoloration or veininess on your lid without feeling heavy like a concealer type of product would. This helps my shadow last all day without creasing. I already have repurchased that. I'm using one right now. And then lastly, we have a whole bunch of lip products. The first one being Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in Peppermint. This was my very first time using up a full-size lip mask, and it took most of the year, so you definitely get your money's worth. I love that they keep bringing this scent back every holiday. I think this has been 3 years now, but I wish they would just make it permanent. However, I love this formula. It's super hydrating, great for nighttime, and I already have a backup. Then we've got a whole bunch of glosses. First here, I wanted to show you this little mini Lawless Forget the Filler gloss in the shade Velvet, which was from a set, but it's a little bit confusing because I did repurchase Velvet this year and the colors look super different. This almost looks more lavender and pale. If you guys can see in comparison, this is mini Velvet and this is the full size. And I didn't compare them when this came in, but when I put it on my lips, I was like, that's not how I remembered. And it's still super beautiful, but a very different color, which is odd. So I love the color that was in this set. These glosses are a little bit thicker, but they give a really nice juicy shine on the lips. I have several of those. Then we have the Vesca Lush Glow Creamy Lip Oil in the color Ginger Lily. This shade was so stunning, and this is a great formula. It felt very cooling and creamy on the lips. It was not sticky, but it also wasn't thin and slippery. I love this shade. I'm really sad Vesca is not around anymore because I cannot repurchase it, but I would if I could. And that is more like a natural beauty brand, same as Rowan. This is their Kiss My Liquid Lip Balm in the shade Charlie. Absolutely love this. I already have a backup because I got it super discounted, and this is amazing. The best lip gloss formula ever. This really is like a thinner lip cream, and it just feels so comfortable on the lips. It stays in place without being sticky. I've literally never tried another formula like this. I would love to get this in more colors in the future. However, it is rather pricey. This one does also have a mint scent, which I quite like. Vesca had more of a fruity scent, and Lawless has a fruity scent. Next, we have my Tower 28 Milky Lip Jelly in Coconut. This was my oldest Tower 28 gloss, and I had a backup from a holiday set from last holiday, and this was a couple years old in my collection. This is starting to smell funky now, which is fine because it's all used up. It didn't smell at all when I used it, but I know that these go bad quickly, so I will be panning some more of these next year. You really can't tell the color here, but it was a beautiful warm pink, a perfect gloss for me for summer. This is my favorite lip gloss formula because this does give a light medium opacity, super smooth. It's not sticky at all. So this is something you will need to reapply often, but I don't mind. It's so comfortable to reapply. Then I have this little mini Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. This has a fruity scent, which is not my fave, but I've gotten over it. This is a beautiful peachy nude gloss with some shimmer in it. This is something that I didn't really get the hype of before, but I really ended up loving this. It looks really juicy on the lips, and I love this color. I was able to get another mini and an Ulta freebie, so I'm happy that I have that. It is something that I would purchase though with some Ulta points, specifically in this shade. I think it's really nice. Then I finished this Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper in Rosy Bronze, and I never thought I would like a color like this because it is a metallic bronze that seems so frosty and scary. It wasn't at all. It is not scary looking on the lips. It just gave a beautiful amount of shimmer. It wasn't opaque enough to be frosty, but I love this formula. I'm wearing one of their cream finish glosses today. I don't know that they make this shade anymore, unfortunately. If they did, I would absolutely buy it again for the summer. And lastly, another discontinued product. This is the NARS Oil Infused Lip Tint in Primal Instinct, and I was not able to pop the stopper, so there is still a little bit more product in here. This is an insanely gorgeous color. This is a lip oil, so it is more on the sheer side. It is so incredibly comfortable, and it did not dry my lips out like some other more traditional lip oils do. I absolutely love this color. If they brought this back, I would repurchase it. NARS lippies are so freaking expensive, but this is such a good one, and I'm so glad I got to use it up before it went bad. It was one of the older products in my collection. So guys, out of all of the items in my project pans this year, these were my top 18, the things I love the most and would repurchase. I would love to hear your thoughts if you guys have tried these, and I would love to know your favorite products that you specifically panned this year. I want to thank y'all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.